Hello guys, I want to show you all this command block project I've been building over the past week. This is the original Snake game built completely in Minecraft using command blocks. Now it has all the features you would expect from that the Snake game would have. So whenever you eat a food, the snake gets longer and a new food is generated. And if you run into yourself or into a wall, then it's game over and you have to restart. And this is running in real time, so if I go all the way to the left here, you can see that I am here. I'm just in F1 mode so that you don't see my hands. It could run a little bit faster, but at that point it's hard to control the snake because you're moving so fast. So I think 3 ticks per, or 1 movement every 3 ticks works pretty well. And yeah, this is built completely using command blocks. It's the first command block project that I've ever built. Obviously I've dabbled with command blocks before, but this is the first big project that I've ever taken on. So I hope you guys like it. Now let's look into how this works. So if I exit out of F1 mode, you can see that I'm holding different wool blocks, and the direction that the snake moves depends on the wool block that I'm holding. So right now I have the different inventory slots set to the arrow keys to make this easier to control. And then if I run into myself, you see the little animation plays, which I'm too proud of. And then I could restart by taking the white wool and just throwing it. That restarts the whole thing. And then once I select one of the other wools, the snake starts moving and I could play again. Let's take a look into how this whole thing works. Let me just change my keyboard settings to make it easier for me to move around. So going to the back here, these are all the command blocks. It might look like a lot, however this back part is all sort of the same command. This is part of, generating the food block here. You see there's floating chickens. These chickens are actually really important, so this shows where the food is, and then these show where the head and tail of the snake are respectively. Now you can see that there are multiple different sort of groups of command blocks, which I will call events, and some of these events have a stone block at the beginning of them, others have a redstone block. The ones with the redstone blocks are the ones that are running right now. So the snake just died, so right now the death command line is running. And also this one, which makes sure that the chickens don't fall. But there are other command lines as well. This is like sort of the main loop of the game, telling the snake how, which direction to move and whatnot, and generating the food again whenever it's eaten. There are other commands, some for resetting the whole game and for also resetting the whole game. And then there's this whole beast of command lines, which looks weird. Like, why do I have slabs here and stone? What's the point of this? But actually, there's actually armor stands here hidden. Let me just show them. So, effect E main equals pixel. Oops. Clear. You can see that there's a bunch of armor stands, and this is sort of solely for regenerating this the chicken, the food block. You can't really teleport entity like a chicken to a random block. You can only teleport them to a random entity. So you could teleport a chicken to a chicken, you could teleport a chicken to a player, but you can't teleport a chicken to a block. Which is why I have an armor stand at every block in the display, so I could teleport this chicken, which represents the food block, to a random place in the display. And actually, if I restart the game here, you can see, and if I show the pixels, you can see that not all of the armor stands are here. Some of them are actually dead, because I don't want to be teleporting the food inside of the snake, right? The food can only be teleported to any of the other blocks. So these places where these blocks that are taken up by the snake, there are no armor stands standing there, as you can see. And let's take a look at this, which is it's a fish tank, obviously, but this fish tank is vitally important for this whole program to work. If I take a dip inside of the water, you can see that each of these fish has a name. Each of them corresponds to a variable in the program. So for example, food tells the program whether I've eaten the food, or like how many foods I've eaten, I guess. Reset tells me whether I'm resetting the program. And then there's a few dir variables, head dir, body dir, tail dir, which dictate like which direction the snake is moving in, or at least which direction the head of the snake and the tail of the snake are moving in. And there's one more, which is called death type, which is in case I don't want to play that death animation, I could like turn it off by setting the death type to 1 instead of 2. So yeah, that's a fish tank. I also haven't talked about this, the body, which that's just used for the death animation. Now I wrote some pseudocode which I could show you guys. I'll probably make that in a separate video because it's pretty involved to like get into the specifics, the nitty-gritty of how the program works. So if I'm going to do that, I'm going to do that in a separate video. I'm also concerned about anyone stealing my idea like a big YouTuber with no morals. Finally, let me talk about any next steps for this project. Like, what have I yet to add? So for one, I would like to add sounds. Let me play this game while I talk, because why not? Okay, there you go. So yeah, I've yet to add sounds, which would be pretty cool. I also kind of want to make this whole display smaller. Right now it's like too big. I'll probably make it a 15 by or a 20 by 15 instead of 30 by 20 display. There's also like a bug that I ran into, which I haven't like recorded, where the snake kind of gets infinitely long and it sort of like goes off the display, which is something I need to fix. I'd also like a leaderboard to see like which player gets the highest score, or to show the score that you're at currently, at least. A proper platform to stand on would be nice. Also, this program doesn't work in multiplayer. Just about how I refer to players in the code, it doesn't really work. It only works in single player. That's an easy fix, but it's something I still have to do. Let me talk about some next steps for this project. Like, what have I yet to add? What am I looking to add to this project? Well, for one, sounds. It'd be nice to have some sounds whenever you eat something or when you die. It'd be pretty cool. A proper platform to stand on would be nice. I also kind of want to make this whole display smaller. Right now it's too big, I feel. Maybe like a 10 by 10 or a 20 by 10 or a 20 by 15 display would work nicely. Maybe ability to switch between like sizes of the display would be nice as well. Also changing the snake speed would be cool too. There was a bug that I ran into where the snake would get infinitely long. It was whenever I was going along the bottom of the screen here. It was weird. I don't know what caused that. But yeah, it's something I need to fix. Scoreboard would be nice. Score just showing like what I'm at, or maybe like a leaderboard, seeing which player has gotten the highest score. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, that's about it. One more thing. This program doesn't work or it only works in single player. It doesn't work in multiplayer. Just because of how I refer to players in the code, it doesn't work out. That'll be a simple fix, I believe, but it's something that I still have to do. But how this program is right now, I'm pretty satisfied with it. I do want to add more, but it's playable and it's working much better than I expected, running much faster than I expected. I made a version 1.0, which ran pretty slow, like maybe 1 or 2 frames a second. But I fixed that by using less of those um, redstone stone blocks sort of things. So yeah, that's my snake game. Hope you liked it. See ya.